I tracked my editing time for a week and discovered something surprising. A 10-minute video was taking me nearly 2 hours to edit. Not record, not plan, just edit. And almost none of that time was actual creative work. It was removing dead air and creating captions. The two tasks that quietly eat your schedule before you ever touch a real creative decision. Then I found a workflow using AutoCut that cut both tasks to under 5 minutes combined. The first time I used it, a video that normally took nearly 2 hours was ready in 4 minutes and 17 seconds. Let me show you exactly how it works. Here's what editing used to look like for me. I'd finish recording a 10-minute video, open the timeline, and immediately see the problem. 40, sometimes 50 silence gaps spread across the whole clip. Every one of them needed a manual cut. Scrub to the gap, set an in point, set an out point, delete the clip, close the gap, move to the next one. Repeat that 40 times. That's not editing. That's data entry. Then captions. 3 options, none of them good. YouTube's auto captions are wrong often enough that you can't ship them without a full review pass. Manual timing means going word by word through the transcript and dragging caption blocks around your timeline. Third-party services work, but the per-upload cost adds up fast on any consistent publishing schedule. One week I had 3 client videos due by Friday. I spent nearly an entire afternoon removing silence gaps before I even started the real edits. 2 of those videos shipped late. That's when I stopped looking for workarounds and started looking for a tool that handled both problems inside the editor, not another export and upload step that adds more friction to the process. AutoCut Silences does one thing and does it well. You point it at your raw footage, it scans the audio, finds every gap where you're not speaking, and removes those gaps automatically. Pull up your raw clip in the timeline. Open the AutoCut panel. You'll see a silence threshold slider. This is where you tell AutoCut how long a pause needs to be before it flags it as dead air. Start around 0.3 seconds. Too low, and it starts cutting breath sounds mid-sentence. Too high, and you're leaving awkward gaps in. Hit run and let it process. Here's the timeline before. What you get is a visual map of every cut AutoCut wants to make, flagged directly on the timeline. You can see every proposed cut before it's applied. If something looks wrong, say it clipped the front end of a word, you restore that clip with one click. Now here's the timeline after AutoCut. Look at how much dead space disappeared. That took under 90 seconds. What used to take me 45 to 60 minutes of manual scrubbing is just gone. The timeline comes back tight, pacing feels natural, and you didn't touch a single cut manually. Here's what I didn't expect. I tracked my editing time across an entire week. 4 videos, same format, same length. The silence removal alone gave me back roughly 3 hours, every week. But the bigger shift wasn't the time savings. It was that I stopped dreading the editing process entirely. I used to procrastinate starting an edit because I knew the first hour was just grunt work. Once that was gone, I started recording more, publishing faster, and actually enjoying the back half of the workflow again. That number also doesn't include captions, and the timeline was still half the problem. With the timeline clean, AutoCaptions solves the second problem without leaving the panel you just used. Run AutoCaptions on the same clip. It reads your cleaned audio, not the original raw file, so the transcript already reflects the tighter, edited version of your speech. Pick a style preset, hit process, and wait. Watch this. What drops onto your timeline are captions that stay closely synchronized with your speech, not sentence-long blocks that lag behind your mouth. Font size, color, and position are all set in the panel. Set it once, applied across the whole video. The honest limitation is jargon. Brand names, technical terms, anything that doesn't sound like standard spoken English can get transcribed phonetically. On a 10-minute video, I'll usually catch 5 to 10 of these on a quick scan. That's a 2-minute fix, not a 40-minute overhaul. Captioning used to take nearly an hour per video. Now it's under 2 minutes. Here's what the process actually looks like side by side. Before AutoCut. 1. Record. 2. Cut silences manually, approximately 45 to 60 minutes. 3. Create captions manually, approximately 45 minutes. 4. Review and fix captions. 5. Export. After AutoCut. 1. Record. 2. Run AutoCut Silences, approximately 90 seconds. 3. Run AutoCaptions, approximately 2 minutes. 4. Quick jargon review. 5. Export. Same output. Fundamentally different time cost. Here's what this looks like at scale. 4 videos per week. 90 minutes saved per video on silence removal and captioning. Equals 6 hours saved every week. Equals over 300 hours saved per year. For business owners and solopreneurs, every hour saved editing is another hour you can spend writing content, serving clients, or building automations. That's not a feature benefit. That's a direct return on the time you're currently burning on grunt work. Before AutoCut, silence cutting and captioning alone took 90 to 120 minutes per video. After AutoCut, both tasks together take under 5 minutes. That's not a marginal improvement. That's a fundamentally different relationship with your editing schedule. Who gets the most out of this setup? Solo creators publishing 2 or more videos a week, solopreneurs handling their own editing without a team, and freelancers editing for multiple clients on tight deadlines. Who it's not for. If your workflow involves heavy color grading, multi-camera switching, or motion graphics, AutoCut handles the grunt work but doesn't replace a full NLE. You still need Premiere, Resolve, or whatever your main editor is. AutoCut sits on top of that workflow and handles the repetitive layer. On pricing, there's a free trial worth starting with before you commit. Run it on 1 real video. Time yourself. If the numbers hold up for your workflow the way they held up for mine, the paid tier is easy to justify. You're paying for hours of your week back, and hours have a dollar value whether you bill them to clients or spend them on something else. Try it on your next video, run a stopwatch, and compare the results to your current workflow. The link is in the description. Cutting dead air and syncing captions by hand is a solved problem. The only reason to keep doing it manually is not knowing the alternative exists. Every single minute you spend staring at a timeline, slicing out silent gaps and fixing typos and subtitles is a minute you aren't spending on high-level production or strategy. It is pure, mind-numbing busy work. Take your next raw recording, run AutoCut Silences first, then AutoCaptions, and time yourself. Don't estimate it. Actually clock it. Then run the weekly math. Multiply those saved minutes across an entire month of content. It adds up to hours, if not days, of your creative energy bought back. That number is what this workflow is costing you right now. And quite frankly, it's a tax you no longer need to pay. If you want to see the rest of the editing stack, the next video covers how I handle export and repurposing to turn one recording into content across 3 platforms. That's the next step if you're serious about getting more out of every video you shoot. Hit that next video and let's completely overhaul your creative pipeline.